If you want something, be fucking clear about it. If you want to actually get somewhere, know what it looks like. This is More Than Muscle, and today we're going to dive deep into the mindset because the mindset is absolutely everything. And I know so many people think that it's all about the training, it's all about the nutrition, but at the end of the day, what dictates your training and your nutrition is your mentality. And unless you can dive into the mentality and understand the value of discipline, of consistency, and ultimately just having a better belief system, you're probably not going to land anywhere. Now, so many people will go to the gym, they'll put in all the work, they won't see the results because their mindset isn't in the right place, then their nutrition falls off, and then their training is average. And unless you deal with this, you're going to continue spinning your wheels and not landing anywhere. So what I want to do today is I want to give you some really clear-cut goals that you can set for yourself so that you can stay on the path, so you don't keep falling off, and you can ultimately keep on your game. So when it comes to mindset, there's a couple of different ways to look at it. Now, many people out there will tell you that you've just got to be a bit more consistent. You've just got to focus on your consistency. However, there's a reason why you're not consistent. So let's break into that. Now, ask yourself, why am I not consistent? Where have anywhere else in my life shown up that I have lacked consistency? And once you can pinpoint, I have lacked consistency in these other areas, and that's why I'm not consistent, then you can start to have a better awareness, and then you can make a change. Now, what I mean by that is this. Let's say that you struggled to show up consistently in a task that you had, a responsibility that you had. You've got to ask yourself why. A lot of the time, it's just that it's not valuable enough for you. Let's say you want to go to the gym and you want to be consistent going to the gym, but you just keep missing. Why do you keep missing? Because you allow things to come into place. You allow things to step in the way. So maybe you don't know how to say no. Maybe you don't know how to prioritize yourself or how to prepare for your day or your week or even your month. Because a lot of the time, if you think about it, lack of consistency comes from mostly where you have actually deprioritized something and put something else too high on the priority list. It's not hard to make sure that you can get to the gym. It's not hard to make sure that you can eat a healthy meal. What's happening is you're not consistent because you're falling short mentally. How many times have you heard the person that can train Monday to Thursday, maybe even on a Friday, and then come the weekend, everything goes out the window? The reason for that is because they don't know how to stay consistent on the weekends because they get external pressure. They maybe want to, chill out a little bit. They want to take it slow. They want to take it easy, whatever the case. But I can tell you right now that the reason why people fall short on the weekend is because they get weaker. And that is the one thing that most people lack is mental strength, mental fortitude to push through something, to actually continue the path. It's not as hard as you think, but what is hard is you being more aware of yourself. So the number one goal that you need to have that can literally shift you is a higher state of awareness. Now, that just means that you're constantly checking in with yourself. What I mean by that is like during the day, in the morning, check in with yourself. How do you feel? Where's your head at? What needs to be done today? What doesn't need to be done today? Are you feeling tired? Are you feeling angry? What is going on? Just check in with yourself. It's almost like you have to have a self-check throughout the whole day. And sometimes you got to do this, honestly, like every 10 minutes, maybe every 30 minutes, maybe every hour. It depends on how good you are at it. I know that I do like check-ins with myself on a regular basis because at the end of the day, if I don't, I know that something will happen. I'll be like, how did that happen? Well, I didn't check in with myself. I wasn't aware of where I was at, so how could I regulate it? And if you're aware of yourself, you can regulate yourself. You can be so much better, right? How many times have you gone to eat something, but you're not even really hungry? It's because you probably were bored or you're angry or maybe it was out of habit. Because again, you didn't check in with yourself because we live in a world where people are honestly walking around aimlessly in a place that they're just so like dead inside. Now, if you haven't read the book, Outwitting the Devil, you'll understand this, right? If you have read it, you'll understand what I'm saying. 98% of people are walking around basically dead, right? They're not awake. And what that means is that they're just not conscious. They're not conscious to themselves, to their environment, to people around them, to what's going on, like energy, nothing. They're just kind of going through motions. You might be that person. Truly, you might be that person that's going through the day and you're like, whoa, what even happened today? Well, guess what? You're kind of dead. So to wake up a little bit, you got to be part of the 2%. So let's talk about the 2%. What is so different about the 2%? The 2% of people are the ones that are constantly on alert, like they're reflecting on themselves. They're thinking a little bit deeper. They're kind of like being more intentional, right? Like they're not falling short because, some stupid shit's happening. Like they're just on a higher level of awareness, which means a higher level of consciousness. That's the main difference. Now, are they doing anything significantly different? No, they're not. They're really not. They're just checking in with themselves and they are reflecting. And they do something, which in the book it tells you, they have something called the chief aim in life. They are aiming for something. They're not just going through motions, hoping that they're going to get through Monday to Friday and live for the weekend. Like they are aimlessly trying to get somewhere in life. And they've got these clear-cut goals for themselves. So the second thing to your higher state of awareness is going to be create a chief aim. Like set yourself up on, like towards something. Set your eyes on something. Create a dream, like a true dream, right? Like none of this fancy like bullshit dream. Like create a dream. What is the dream for you? What do you want to be your reality that's now a fantasy? What do you want? Do you want a better body? Do you want a better job? Do you want a better relationship? What do you want? But get fucking clear on it, because I can't tell you how many people set these ridiculous goals that have zero clarity around them. If you want something, be fucking clear about it. If you want to actually get somewhere, know what it looks like. Don't be like, I just want to be stronger. That is not a fucking goal. All right? You can't just be like, I want to be fit. We don't even know what that is. Do you even know what that is? Do you know how many times I talk to people and they're like, yeah, I just want to be healthy. Well, that in my mind means that you just don't want to die. That's it. That's maybe what healthy means. Healthy to you might just mean that you want to live. But get clear on it. If you want to be healthy, what does that look like? Well, I want to be under 20% body fat. I want to weigh this amount. I want to be able to do this. I want to be able to run. I want to be able to climb. I want to be able to do whatever it is. Like, get clear on it. I can't stress how ridiculous it sounds when someone says, I want to get healthy or I want to get strong. It sounds so pathetic that I feel like a 4-year-old could have that goal, right? So if you're a child, cool, have that goal, right? I just want to get healthy and stop eating candy. Awesome, right? If you want to be an adult, a grown-ass fucking human, why don't you start setting some goals for yourself and then you might actually land somewhere. So number 1 is going to be have a higher level, right, of awareness, consciousness, like check in with yourself. Number 2, have a chief aim, have specific goals that you know that you can truly outline, right? So that's the second thing. The third thing is going to be regulation. Now you are going to have to regulate the shit out of yourself. And what I mean by that is that people are going to constantly disappoint you. People are just shit. Let's be real. All right? People just fall short. They do disappointing things. They walk out on you when they feel like it. They bitch on you, because you're the problem. Like, shit just happens. But regulate yourself. Calm yourself down. Get yourself in a place where you can go, I've got to kind of reflect on what's in my control. What do I need to do? Who do I need to do it with? Who do I need to let go of? Who do I need to set some distance between? And then guess what? You're going to be able to regulate yourself. You're not going to be constantly on edge because you're trying to fight war and you're trying to put out fires all the damn time. You're just going to be checking in and regulating so that you're not ever acting out of emotion. So technically, if we go high awareness, chief aim or goal, right? And last piece, which is honestly my favorite, is impulse control. That means that every single time something comes up in you and you want to launch it, or you want to run away, or you want to freeze, or whatever your fight or flight response is, you're going to control that impulse. And as you control that impulse, you're going to kind of set yourself down and just give yourself an opportunity to regulate, to chill, because that's honestly one of the hardest things for people to do. Impulse control is truly very rare. Very, very rare. Now, I've worked on this for a long time, a very long time. This is why I love Stoicism. This is why people think that Stoicism is cold-hearted, yet they don't know shit about it. Stoicism is basically someone looking in on something and not being reactive to it. They're just learning about it. They're observing it before they respond, before they react, before they have anything to say, before those impulses get the better of them. Stoicism is going, what's in my control and what isn't? What can I do and what can't I do? Like, that's what it is. It's like reflection, it's regulation, and then it's whatever is possible, I will go and act upon that. Whatever is not, I won't. I'm just going to stay out of the way. I'm going to stay in my lane. And so when you do this, you're going to understand the value of it. So let's backtrack a little bit. Just one more time. Number one is you're going to have a higher state of awareness, self-reflection, do some self-checks. Number two, chief aim. What are your goals? And be fucking specific. And number three is impulse control. If you can master all these three, don't you think your nutrition will be on point? Don't you think you won't skip the gym? Don't you think you won't snooze? Don't you think you'll get your ass up out of bed and actually do something with yourself? If you do these things, you will probably land somewhere. And I'm telling you, I've worked with hundreds of people. A lot of them still struggle with this. And that's okay. You can struggle with it, but as long as you're working on it. Because the worst thing that I think exists out there is someone that knows they have a fucking problem, but they do nothing to change it. And then they complain about it because nothing changes, but they have done nothing to change it. If you want to see some change in yourself, in your life, then you have to do something different. If you don't, then stay the same, keep doing what you're doing, landing nowhere and being frustrated. It's really your choice. And everything comes down to action and choice. And if you make the choice to not change, then don't bitch about it. If you do make the choice to change, be patient enough to see the results, right? Have the strength to start something, but have the fortitude to see it through. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Have the fortitude to see it through. So just remember, guys, everything you want is on the other side of fear. So make a move, take action, because you're one decision away from a completely different life.